Hi there, and welcome to this introduction to the Unreal Engine 4 editor. Just first up, if you've downloaded it and installed it on your computer, the first thing you'll open up is the Epic Games Launcher window. Now, this is where you actually open the Unreal Engine from. There's a few other things available which we can have a look at. So we've got News, we've got Learn, we've got our Marketplace, and we've got a library as well. So I'm not going to go through those at the moment. I'm actually just going to go straight in and launch the engine itself. So if I click on this, so this is what opens up after I open Unreal. Basically, it's the Unreal Project browser. You'll notice a couple of tabs up the top. So there's New Project, which is what I'm in at the moment. If you want to open up an existing project, you can also do that. So let's just go and have a look at the New Project panel. So there's a couple of tabs here, Blueprints and C++. We're just staying Blueprints for now. And below that, you'll notice we have a number of different icons. So the first one's blank, which allows me to create a blank empty project. There's also first person, flying, puzzle, rolling, etc., which give you some content already set up, which you can check out. Now, I'm just going to keep it on blank. Let's go down below here and you'll see next to some settings for your project. You can change them. So we have the option, by default, we've got the desktop console. We can also choose mobile or tablet if you want. I'm going to stick with the desktop console. There's also the quality. You've got maximum quality or scalable 2D or 3D. You can choose which one. And the other option, the final option, which is important for this demo at the moment, by default it's got no starter content. We actually do want starter content, so let's go and select that. Now, there's also a location, so we can select which location we want it to be in. I'm fairly happy with that location, and giving it a name, My Project's 10. That's cool as well. You can put it wherever you like, wherever you want it to be, and name it, give it your own name. We can then click on Create Project. And again, depending on how powerful your computer is, this will take anything from quite quickly to a long time. Okay, so this is what opens up. You'll notice we've been given a scene with a table and chairs in the middle. So this is the empty project that we've created. It does give a little bit of content, which is nice, so you know something's there. So let's just have a look at the interface. It's made up of 5 different sections. Now, obviously the most noticeable one is the viewport right in the middle. Now, this is a 3D area where we can view, move around, and edit our scene. The next one is the modes panel, which allows us to change the particular mode we're in. By default, we're in place mode, which allows us to place different things in our scene. There's also paint mode, landscape, foliage, and geometry editing, and we'll cover those a little bit later. Down below the modes panel, we have the content browser, which is a pretty important area, which contains all the assets in our game. So if you come and click down here, you'll see we've got our starter content, and within our starter content, if I come down, it's just showing me the folders. If I double click on the architecture folder there, what I can do with any of these, I can come and grab and just place it in our scene. Okay, and pretty much that's the same for all the objects which are in the content browser. So let's kind of carry on from there. We're going to come back and look at the content browser in detail with the other areas as well. Next, top right hand side, we've got the scene outliner. This also shows us a view of the scene. We're looking at the scene in the viewport in the middle, and that shows us in a 3D way. The scene outliner shows us the names of all the objects in a hierarchical manner. So we can come in here and we can, let's just scroll down. So if we want to select one of those chairs, we can go into the scene outliner, or we can come into here and select a chair from within the scene view or the viewport. So these are showing us the same thing. Each of them have their different uses. and we can go and select objects in each of those. We'll go into a bit more detail again later on. Now the final panel is the details panel down the bottom right hand corner here. So if you have a look, what it's showing me is the different parameters for any object that I have selected. So at the moment I have the chair selected. If I go and change the chair, it goes and changes. I actually won't have seen that so obviously. Let's go and change to, say, the statue, and it gives us the parameters for the statue. So you'll see, let me just open this up a tad more so we can see all those. You can see we have a transform. Now every object within the game will have a transform because that gives us the location, rotation and scale of the object in the game world. It's a static mesh, so it's also showing me the static mesh that it belongs to, it. Any materials, lighting, physics, etc., etc. So there we have it. That is just a basic introduction to the interface. There's also, sorry, I forgot to mention, the toolbar up the top here, which gives us the option to save, shows us the content browser, some settings, blueprints, matinee, build, and more importantly, the play button, which we'll have a look at down the track a little bit. So there you go. That is the basics of the Unreal Editor interface.